morning. Well, I guess Friday is going to be USS Saratoga Coffee Mug Day. Yeah. What do we got here? I see we got some blackbirds on the at the bird feeder. At least I think they're blackbirds. Yeah, they're too small to be crows. But earlier this morning, I was sure I saw crows on there. I mean, there was these big black birds walking around up there and stealing the seeds. Well, I guess that's why they're there, right? Anyway, we did have a nice sunrise this morning, sort of. It eventually got here. Every time the sun would try to sort of make itself seen, the bank of clouds would sort of roll in and just kind of made it difficult for it. But it eventually got here. And it's bright and sunny out there right now, so anyway. And it's nice and bright and sunny here at the model table as well. We're going to try and get a little bit of painting done here today. But today this is grocery day. And we're doing something a little bit different. For 2 years now, my neighbor has been ordering groceries online, and then he goes and he picks them up. And as many of you know, when he comes back, I go over with my box and I get my groceries out of the trunk of his car. Well, what's happened is I haven't ordered groceries online for, I think, about 3 weeks now. And I let the freezer, stuff in the freezer run down so I could defrost the freezer, which I have done. And I let a lot of other stuff go as well. So I had a really big order, and being as that the hatchback in the back of my car is bigger than his trunk, or I guess you might say in the UK the boot. I suggested, why don't we take my car? And so this morning, it'll be a new experience for me. I'm going to get to see exactly how that goes. He's going to ride along because, he's got to phone in and give his name and everything like that. And then they bring the groceries out to the car. And it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. I might take the camera along. No promises. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Let's roll back. Okay, before we continue on here on this lovely sunny Thursday afternoon, I want you to watch carefully where I'm going to put this. I believe it's a 50 caliber quad gun, not 50 millimeters, 50 caliber. Now, I could be wrong about that. I didn't look it up, but I'm just going by memory from when we made these about a year ago. I remember thinking they spit out a shell that was 1/2 inch in diameter. And so that would be 50 caliber. Anyway, it goes right there. Now, pretend that you are going to be looking this way in the photograph that I'm going to show you. Okay? And the photographer would have had to have been standing right here in this by this splinter wall, and he was looking over you can see the barrels of the gun, and you can sort of recognize the front of the superstructure. At least I'm assuming he was right here. He could have been maybe on something that was behind here. It doesn't matter. Anyway, the picture is taken with looking straight ahead over the bow of the Rodney towards the Nelson, apparently. And that's the picture I was telling you that I had seen that Jim Steen had posted in his Facebook group. So I thought that was pretty interesting. It's one of the few pictures you get to see of the Rodney, and you sort of know the layout of the turrets. For instance, the
on the top of the center main gun, like I guess it'd be called gun number 2. I don't know what it was called. Anyway, it doesn't matter. There was a couple of other gun mounts. Now I don't know if we're going to be making those or not. I haven't paged ahead. Anyway, I better get this back onto its little protective blue tack thing here, and because we don't actually need this until we get way ahead to about another 5 steps. Okay, I want to be careful how I grab this, because there is some rather delicate photo etch pieces here that can be bent, so we don't want to be doing that. Okay, first of all, there are 2 C sheets. We need 4 pieces, number 6, and that's these right here. So that must mean that there are 10 pieces altogether. So obviously we're going to be needing these for, further on. But as far as the number 14 goes, these longer ones, that's over here, and there's just 1 on each sheet. So anyway, enough trivia. Let's cut those off. Okay, we only need 4. Now, I don't think that's going to ping off. I'm kind of scared to take a chance. Let's see what happens if I go real slow. Oh, it's okay. And 1 more. I didn't think I was going to be able to hear that. Stuck to the tweezer. Oh, there's something on the tweezers, that's why. Okay, now we need 2 number 14s here. Just turn this around. Okay, now that's a crow. I told you there was crows around here. Where's my tweezers? Alright, I'm going to just get the other one the same way. Okay, now these pieces that we just cut off, they have to go somehow, as near as I can tell. Okay, so this, I'm probably getting in my own light here. Do they represent parts of the window frame? Is that what that is supposed to be? No, okay, now this, wait a minute. This corner is this corner. Okay, so I'm going to just turn this a little bit here. Alright, so one has to go right here. I don't see any markings or anything where it has to go, so I guess you just sort of have to eyeball it and think approximately where it would go. And then there's another one. It must go, okay, this one here goes probably right here. Then the long one, it must drop from what I think is maybe, I don't know, is this going to be an exercise in frustration? I'm getting frustrated already. And also, should I maybe be painting the inside of this deck right now? I may as well paint it the number 66 gray that we're going to be spraying the outside with. And yet, on the other hand, I suppose if I was to airbrush everything, would I be able to get the? No, I think I better paint it with a brush on the inside here, the number 66, and then I don't think I need to paint the roof or anything. No, we're not going to be able to see that. You know, you'd have to be looking up at an angle like this, and that's just not what's going to happen. So and then we can glue this piece together and get it ready to spray. But as far as putting this photo etch, I don't know if I'm going to want to be bothered. I just don't know, folks. It's just a little bit maybe beyond my capability, sort of. That's what I'm thinking right now. I'm seeing a little bit of a dimple right there. Is that where something is supposed to go, maybe? Actually, the photo etch pieces would go on after I glue this down anyway. There's no use trying to put them on before because they have to be mounted top and bottom. I don't know. Okay, I was thinking seriously of painting it this evening. And I guess we want to paint along this wall here because some of that could be seen. So we'd want to paint that one wall. And I'm not too worried about, you know, painting the inside here along the inside of these walls. Because I really don't think they'll be seen, but parts of the deck here could probably be seen. So I would paint the entire deck, even though maybe only little tiny glimpses of it would ever be seen. I don't want it to have look like bare plastic, in other words. So, but you know, I guess where I'm going with this is it's 16 minutes after 8 already. And I think it's time to call it a night here. So, all being well, we'll be seeing you in the morning. Now around mid-morning, I did go and pick up the groceries. And it didn't turn out to be the mini documentary that I had sort of planned. I wanted to show how this was done. Actually, I didn't know how it was going to go. This was my first time picking up groceries. So anyway, it worked out pretty good. You just go and you phone in and you phone the number on the sign and tell them what parking spot you're in. And about 7 minutes later, out they came with a cartload of stuff. And that's about all I can tell you. Like I say, it didn't turn out the way I'd planned, but I did say that I'd video it, maybe. Well, this is about as maybe as I can get. Well, I have done very little since first thing this morning. I did shake this up. This is the one that has not been thinned. This is the one that we'd used in the airbrush the other day. This is the one I'm going to attempt to brush on, but it is not going to be in today's episode. It's going to have to wait until, I guess, tomorrow's rollback, because I do plan on working on this a little later this evening, all being well. And, okay, we're going to have to put a bit of a pause here. I think my daughter just pulled in. In fact, I know she did. Okay, we'll get back to you. Okay, you might remember that, I guess it'd be a month or two ago, I was mentioning that my daughter was telling me she had a couple of extra cameras for the surveillance system. And she brought them by, and she also came by and was wondering if I could put a new battery in her watch, which I did. And yeah, so she's probably good for another 3 years now. Actually, the watch she has is my wife's old watch, and my daughter wears it just for sentimental reasons, I'm sure, and it does actually tell time. Anyway, it's been a most unusual day today. I'm going to have to cut today off. and get to work on the final edit. And the video is going to be a little on the short side, and it's going to have very little to do with painting, like I had thought when I first got going this morning. But we will probably work on it, all being well, later on this evening. So yeah, thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.